The collision of stars. Sophia Reyes adjusted the black bow tie on her server's uniform, trying to ignore how the stiff fabric chafed against her neck. The Meridian Foundation's annual charity gala buzzed with San Francisco's elite, tech moguls, venture capitalists, and influencers draped in designer wear that cost more than her rent. "Remember, smile and be invisible," her supervisor whispered as she handed Sophia a tray of champagne flutes. "These people don't want to know you exist unless they need something." Sophia nodded, though the words stung. At 28, she had imagined her life differently, touring with her band, not serving drinks to people who would never listen to her music. But her mother's medical bills hadn't paid themselves, and her dreams of becoming a recognized composer had been shelved alongside her beloved guitar. The ballroom of the Azura Hotel glittered under crystal chandeliers, their light refracting across marble floors that looked slippery under her worn black shoes. Sophia moved carefully between conversations about stock options and summer homes, her tray balanced perfectly, until she didn't see the dropped napkin. Her foot caught, the world tilted, and champagne glasses slid precariously as she pitched forward. Sophia closed her eyes, bracing for the crash and inevitable humiliation, but it never came. Instead, warm hands steadied her shoulders, and another hand deftly caught the tray before a single glass could fall. "I've got you," a voice said, low and calm against the ambient chatter. Sophia looked up into dark eyes that crinkled slightly at the corners. Kind eyes in a face she recognized immediately from tech magazines and billboards. Lucas Chen, founder of Nexus Technologies, worth billions and known for revolutionary AI ethics work. "I'm so sorry," she stammered, mortified. Lucas smiled, a genuine expression that transformed his serious face. "No harm done." He handed the tray back to her with surprising gentleness. "Though I think these might need refills now." A woman in a crimson gown shot Sophia a disdainful glance. "Lucas, darling, the panel is starting in 5 minutes." "I'll be right there, Victoria," he replied, but his eyes lingered on Sophia. "Are you all right?" The question caught her off guard. No one at these events ever asked the staff if they were all right. "Yes, thank you, Mr. Chen." "Lucas," he corrected, then paused. "You look familiar. Have we met before?" Sophia shook her head. "No, I don't think so." "Strange," he murmured. "I never forget a face." The moment stretched between them until someone called his name. With a slight nod, Lucas moved away, immediately surrounded by people vying for his attention. Hours later, as the gala wound down, Sophia helped break down serving stations. Her feet ached, and she hummed softly to herself, a melody she'd been composing in her head throughout the evening. "That's beautiful," said a voice behind her. "You're humming." She turned to find Lucas Chen, his tie loosened, jacket draped over one arm. "I was wondering where I recognized you from. You played at Café Bohème last month. I was there for a friend's birthday. You performed an original piece, about the rain, I think." Sophia stared, stunned that someone like him would remember her small weekend gig. "You heard my music?" "It stayed with me," Lucas admitted. "I've been looking for the artist ever since, and now here you are, serving champagne." Something in his gaze made her feel seen, truly seen for the first time in years, not as a server or a struggling musician, but as herself. "My name is Sophia," she said softly. "Sophia," he repeated, as if testing how it felt. "Would you play for me sometime?" And with those simple words, the universe shifted beneath her feet, far more dramatically than any stumble could have caused.
Crescendo of hearts. Sophia had expected fancy restaurants and expensive wine. Instead, Lucas suggested a hole-in-the-wall taqueria in the Mission District for their first real date. Best carnitas in California, he explained, dressed in jeans and a faded Stanford sweatshirt that made him nearly unrecognizable from his public persona. I used to come here when I was bootstrapping Nexus out of my garage. They sat at a wobbly table beneath colorful papel picado, their knees occasionally brushing. Lucas listened intently as Sophia described her journey from classical piano training to indie composer. My parents wanted me to pursue something practical, she explained, breaking a chip in half. When Mom got sick 4 years ago, I almost gave up music entirely. But you didn't, Lucas observed. Couldn't, she corrected. It's like breathing for me. He nodded, understanding in his eyes. That's how coding was for me. Still is, though I rarely get to do it myself anymore. Over the next 3 weeks, they created a world between worlds. Hiking trails where no one recognized him, tiny music venues where her friends performed, midnight drives along the coast with the windows down. At his house one evening, Lucas showed her his rarely used music room with its gleaming grand piano. "Do you play?" he asked. "Badly," he admitted. "My mother insisted on lessons. I was more interested in taking apart the metronome to see how it worked." Sophia sat at the bench, patting the space beside her. "Show me what you remember." His fingers moved hesitantly over the keys, playing a simple Chopin prelude. When he faltered, Sophia's hands covered his, guiding them. "Like this," she murmured, her breath warm against his cheek. Lucas turned, their faces inches apart. "I've been wanting to do this since the night we met," he whispered, before leaning in to kiss her. The kiss deepened, her hands sliding up to his shoulders as his arms encircled her waist. When they broke apart, both breathless, Sophia felt dizzy with the newness of it all. Later, tangled together on his couch, watching old movies, Lucas traced patterns on her arm. "I have to go to New York next week. Come with me?" Reality intruded on their bubble. "I can't just leave. I have gigs scheduled." "Cancel them. I'll make it worth—" He stopped at her expression. "That came out wrong. I meant—" "You know what I meant," Sophia said quietly, "but my commitments matter, even if they're just at coffee shops for tips." He was silent for a moment. "You're right. I'm sorry." Then he brightened. "What if I delay until after your shows? We could make a weekend of it." This balance between their worlds became their dance, Lucas learning that money couldn't solve everything, Sophia realizing that accepting help didn't diminish her independence. When a famous producer attended one of her cafe performances, coincidentally, he claimed, though Sophia suspected Lucas's influence, she initially resisted the opportunity, but Lucas encouraged her to at least hear the offer. "Using a connection isn't selling out," he insisted. "It's opening a door. What you do once you're inside, that's all you." The night after signing her first development deal, they celebrated on his terrace. Under starlight, their bodies found a rhythm as intimate as music, as logical as code. His hands explored her with reverence, her sighs a melody against his skin. They moved together, building toward a crescendo that left them both transformed. "I think I'm falling in love with you," Lucas whispered into her hair. Before Sophia could respond, his phone lit up with an urgent message. His expression darkened as he read it. "What's wrong?" she asked. "Someone leaked photos of us to the press," he said, showing her the message from his PR team, "and they're spinning quite a story about the mysterious woman who's ensnared San Francisco's most eligible bachelor. The real world had found them at last."
Symphony of Second Chances. 3 weeks passed without contact. Sophia threw herself into composing, channeling heartbreak into melodies that flowed more honestly than anything she'd written before. She recorded demos in her bathroom using her phone, the acoustics surprisingly good against the tile walls. Her new songs caught the attention of an indie label, known for nurturing authentic voices. They offered her a modest contract, no connection to Lucas, no flashy producer, just the chance to record her music her way. On the night she was supposed to sign the paperwork, she received a small package. Inside was a USB drive and a note in Lucas's handwriting. "Before you decide your path forward, please listen." Curiosity won over caution. The drive contained a single audio file. Lucas, speaking directly to her. "Sophia, I've respected your request for space, but before you make decisions about your future, there are things you should know.
I did postpone Nexus's IPO, but not because of you, because of me. He explained how the media scrutiny had revealed something important. He'd lost sight of why he built Nexus. It was never about wealth or status. It was about creating technology that served humanity with compassion. Somewhere along the way, I became a CEO instead of a creator. His voice softened. You reminded me what it means to create from the heart. That's why I've restructured Nexus as a benefit corporation, ensuring our ethical principles can never be compromised for profit margins. There was a pause, background noise suggesting he was outdoors. Victoria told me she visited you. Whatever she said, know this: you were never the problem. You were the clarity I needed. The recording ended with gentle piano notes, clumsy but heartfelt, playing the melody Sophia had hummed the night they met. She sat in silence, tears streaming down her face, when her phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Reyes, this is Elaine Wong from Harmonic Records. We received your demos. Extraordinary work. Would you be interested in discussing representation? Sophia's breath caught. Harmonic was the respected indie label she'd always dreamed might notice her. How did you get my demos? They were submitted anonymously through our talent portal. The note said simply, listen with your heart, not your business plan. We did. Your compositions speak for themselves. After scheduling a meeting with Elaine, Sophia faced a decision. The contract with the first label sat unsigned on her table. Her phone held Lucas's number undialed for weeks. She chose neither. Instead, she walked to the place where everything had changed, the Azura Hotel. Not to the grand ballroom, but to the small garden terrace where staff often took breaks. There, leaning against the railing, was Lucas. How did you know I'd come here? She asked, approaching slowly. He turned, eyes lighting with hope at the sight of her. I didn't. I come here sometimes to remember the night everything changed. Why didn't you just call me? Because you needed to make your choices without me influencing them. He gestured to the city below. Have you decided about your music? She said, Harmonic Records contacted me. Did you send them my demos? No. His answer came quickly, truthfully. But I'm not surprised they found you. Your talent was never the question, just the opportunity to be heard. Sophia moved beside him, close enough to feel his warmth. I missed you. I missed you too, every day. He hesitated. Victoria resigned, said she couldn't support my new vision for Nexus. I'm sorry. Don't be. We're building something better now, technology with soul. Like your music. Lucas, I can't promise this will be easier the second time. The world will still have opinions about us. Let them, he said simply. I've learned something important. Success isn't measured by stock prices or streaming numbers. It's measured by whether you stay true to why you began. Sophia reached for his hand, intertwining their fingers. So, we begin again? Instead of answering, Lucas pulled out his phone and showed her a listing for a modest building in the Mission District. What do you think about a community music space? Recording studio upstairs, performance venue downstairs. Artist-owned, not profit-driven? That's my dream, she whispered, recognizing the building she'd pointed out months ago during one of their walks. I know. I remembered. He squeezed her hand. I don't want to fix your life with money, Sophia. I want to build something alongside you, as partners. Under a sky turning to dusk, they sealed this new beginning with a kiss. Neither billionaire and musician, nor CEO and composer, just two people who had stumbled into each other's lives and found in that collision the harmony they'd both been searching for. As they walked away together, Sophia hummed a new melody, one that spoke not of falling, but of rising together.